And we're live. Back at it again with the random STV Casts. Starting out here in top IM here. You know, if I was smarter, what I would have done is pull up the team names before I started, but... Ooh, perfect timing. I don't have time since we're going live. Alright, here we are on Sunshine. And both teams rolling out up to our first mid. Let's see how this goes. Red demo rolling out Valley. Both demos rolling out Valley here, actually. See, double soldier spam into choke here from Red. Not going to work as well. A little bit of ding on the medic here. Both teams playing really far back, but it looks like they're rotating in to meet each other. A little bit of comfort of the high ground. Scout committing there underneath the point. It does get good damage, and Red has been playing super far back in their choke this entire time. They get kind of rolled by the DM here. Not really managed to get out, ever sort of claim this Tetris. Yeah, one of the aspects of rotation mids that you typically see is that it's very difficult to play like centrally in your choke. This is one of the worst ways to kind of get stuck. You kind of got to commit out to a side. You saw right there, Red not quite able to get onto their side, and as a result they do get pinched. Did lose their medic here. This is full disad. Blue comfortably going to cap here. Not going to be able to roll this immediately, but they're going to set up with a super. Red immediately getting an off class here. Engineer on the left spawn. Red opting for double soldiers on the right here. Up on Pyro as well. Potentially going to try to mess up a maneuver from left, and it does look like they are going to try to take a stop left. Pyro is spotted. Gets launched back, and they're rotating back the other way. Looks like they're going to dry push into the two soldiers. If they can get these picks, that'll be good. Both soldiers being weak will be a lot of inability to block the point. Uber gets popped through. Stickies are still on point. Pyro coming out of spawn. Not there. Stuff that Uber means he's not much use afterwards. So we see a lot of spam exchanged. Just the Pyro dead, not much space here. Another off class on the Scout, like a heavy or something, would absolutely shut this down. Blue still having a little bit of ability to fight through the door. Pyro, 2 players down here for Red. This dry fight is looking pretty bad. And there goes the demo. And this is going to be a clean mid to last for Blue team here. I think the not favored here. I'm just going to call them the Coop team. I believe close to somewhere in the middle of the scoreboard here. I read the favored. So as a quick mid to last there, Red really not able to fight their way out of choke, kind of getting pinched. So we'll have to see how they adapt to this next mid. So you saw there, Red doing the rollout where both their soldiers go fast and spam the choke. You basically do sacrifice health for doing that fast. A Blue soldier going really fast behind into Cafe here, and is not even spotted, so he's going to pick up that free pick. 2 picks, and pretty bad start for Red once again. So yeah, that's one of the rollouts that you have to do have to be careful for. Blue fast soldier into your Cafe is something you can actually hear if you're listening for it. So off that collapse, Blue is gonna basically pick up a full wipe here, taking the Scout. Just probably setting up on second here. A little bit awkward without the Scout, but same situation as before. Blue medic with a huge Uber ad, getting second for free here, and Red in a desperate hold for last. They got quite some time to set up here, but still not a situation you really want to be in, stuck on your own last on disad. So once again, we see the Engineer off class coming up. Scout still building here, trying to put Blue on some sort of timer. Though a desperate hold like this, I generally prefer off-classing both. We'll see if their pressure pays off. Blue would have to be pretty slow to let Red build this out fully. Right here at this point, I would really love to see both soldiers getting buffed here. You know they're coming in with Uber, and how you're going to survive is having those healthy soldiers to stall the point long enough for your off-classes to really work. Oh, and Engineer picks up the gun at the worst possible time. That's going to be so little pressure, no knockback at all. And Red does a very clean cut down the side of the point. No frags actually traded here, and Blue Demo playing on the low ground just jumps out. Nothing to really play off. Soldier in the lower dungeon area gets picked. Not really sure what he's doing fighting a Scout there. Sticky's on the point. He's going to make this a little hard to cap. Demo does that, and now here comes the pressure. 5 players down. That's full wipe from Red once again. Blue only losing 1 Scout there. Clearly feeling comfortable taking the time. That's really why you need those off classes, so that you can win the post-Uber fight. So a quick 2-0 from Blue team here. This is not looking amazing for Red. Scouts kind of hanging out there at the bottom of the scoreboard. Not a lot of points on Red at all, actually. We'll have to see if they have a new plan this mid. They've been they got rolled by that surprise player into Cafe on the first mid. They just, unfortunately, were not able to rotate out. Fast soldier again. This time landing in choke. Doesn't pick up anything else in Cafe. They could go into him while the soldier is basically stuck on the other side of the map. Not contributing much in terms of spam, and that is looks like what they're opting to do. Soldier really far forward, forcing the medic back into the team, and that should have been a free pick, but no one really there to follow up on the damage. Red losing both their soldiers here. Soldier getting skybox there, but he does manage to land a clean rocket. There is damage here to follow up on. Red stuck behind here with 2 players. They do have a small ad here, and it looks like they're going to try to take this in. A little bit slow here. Demo Scout a little bit separated if they want to try to go in. They are going to be chased out here. They still have the super ad here, opting to take it through their own cafe. They are going to basically get out-rotated here, and Blue is going to get the super in time. Oh, actually not in time to save the demo, and Medic gets separated from the Scout. Medic completely isolated there at 92% Uber. Kind of a tragedy there from Blue. Just kind of need to commit to the same decision there. Combo completely splitting, backfiring in a big way there. Blue Soldier hiding in choke here, hopefully trying to salvage. See a Scout on the flank. Soldier jumps out. He's going back into their cafe. We have to hope this isn't a repeat of what happened last mid. Will the Soldier get spotted? Soldier fighting on the bell tower. Here comes the Soldier jumping in on the Medic. Medic hits a surf. Soldier chases. Another rocket. Another rocket. So 2 rockets there. The Medic holds. Or actually, he didn't have Uber, but you saw there. Pretty dangerous situation. Good surfs from the Medic there. Good awareness. And you have 30% ad here to work with on Red Team. Blue just lost both their soldiers. Pretty clean situation to dry push from Valley. A little bit unusual of a direction to dry push from, but you can potentially cut off things. You can see Cafe is completely clear. Risk-free of any traps or anything. But they have the space here. They have the 30% ad. Oh, I see, clearing the traps on point. They can definitely take this ad into last, and they're opting to rotate in through lower. Not sure where the demo trap's there. Interesting spot there on the little fence there. Picking for vision here. They do have a sniper on the top right. They have Uber here, and they use through, but it's a little bit slow. Blue Medic at 95%, instantly trying to get time on point. You see here, the blue heavy here is really going to be a post-Uber hero, even without popping the Uber there. But yeah, just pop the Uber, block the point. Medic already committed in, completely on the point, not able to rotate out. Means you're going to get almost a guaranteed pick on that guy. With heals here, they're going to develop a small ad. Looks like it's only going to be about 10% or so. Blue team not really opting to build that at all, but they are up 2 rounds here. They have the opportunity to take this a little bit slower. It's really on Red to do something, especially because they're in the position here to pressure last. I imagine Uber's going to even out here, and then Red's going to set up and try to send a sack. So we'll see how this pans out. Red playing quite passive back here. Both scouts back here, quite interesting. Normally you have someone at least forward spotting. Not really a point to having both scouts this far back. But, as predicted, just a light stalemate here as both teams build Uber. More comfortable with that little safety card to fall back on. And we're going to see them rotate into lobby here. Blue up on a sniper. Looks like he's trying to peek the right side, seeing if he can get a flank pick. Medic won't peek this, but every little bit helps. This rotation in. With no other pressure, it's actually possible for the Medic to rotate, the sniper to rotate quite far forward. Try to snipe that angle into lower lobby. Quite difficult or annoying to deal with. Soldier peeking quite deep into dungeon. Normally you have a pocket scout watch this, just in case this soldier could sneak all the way behind dungeon, come through shutter, and get a very deadly force. And you can see how far that soldier is getting in there. So they're buffing both soldiers here, trying to go for a play, try to pinch this single soldier on the flank, because the other one's so distracted in dungeon. But the coordination is just not really there. They kind of telegraph what they're trying to do too hard, and the scout goes in without a soldier support. Very awkward result. See there, soldier picking dungeon, not really getting anything. A little bit off time here. It feels like they were trying to coordinate something. They do manage to get 2 picks, 3 picks here, so Red can probably just take this in, walk in for free. You hear the sniper shot there, and he's on the opposite side. They're just trying to milk tons of time on the point. Blue Medic uses, Red Medic uses, but 4 players down here. Huge advantage. Just the Blue Medic getting juggled off the point. A little bit, a little bit of juggling show there. So good. Good recognition there. The flank was pretty open, and managing to pick 3 picks off that. I didn't see where exactly all the 3 picks came from, but that's not the situation you want to be in. I think the blue soldier playing in dungeon a little bit too isolated and aggressive there. When you're on defense, it's not really on you to make that play. Peeking that far forward, the only thing you're going to need is a rocket, and you're not going to be in a position to deal with their counter push. So both demos rolling out Valley here. Blue demo having a soldier escort. And we can see both of them seem to be rotating clockwise here. Red team rotating a little bit faster here, pinching things going on. Soldier trying to catch from behind. Medic surfing that forward, leaving that blue soldier behind. Blue Medic isolated underneath the point, completely by himself, but no focus fire or damage on him at all. Probably distracted by the soldier into Cafe here. He doesn't really matter that much. Blue Medic gets picked up. Now they just need a death ball around their players. Pills pick up 2 players here, and Soldier jumping in on the Medic. Does manage to land a rocket. All players so weak, but not quite enough to pick up any kills there, or any kills on the demo or medic. So they are the survivors of this fight. Looks like they're just rotating in out of Cafe here without a scout protector. They're not really sure they want to fight these spawners. Blue does have slightly better spawners, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to fight this. They can't really commit to this. Their medic can't commit to this without the risk of Uber. And splash classes here are exactly what you want to try to lock this out. Scouts having a difficult time approaching the demo man, as you might expect from your class matchups. Red team here with full ad really should be walking at this a little bit more aggressively. You can see here's their use. Demo a little bit late on the jump here, but you have to imagine it's going to be pretty hard to get out through the shutter if they followed up on this. They do pick up a scout, and where is red team still camping the point here? Isolated scout medic here, fighting against 3 players. Blue medic on the other side. We're going to see a little medic versus medic action here. Red completely disconnected from their medic. Looks like they rotated back instead of forward. Medic desperately needed a player, but just not on the same page there in terms of what they're trying to group up for and complete. Really, the point, not a huge objective there. The flank capping in the middle of that Uber probably sealed the fate there. If that was a 4v2 instead of a 2v3, I think it would have been a big difference there if the flank was really there to support that Uber. So we see things swinging the other way. Blue team dealing with full ad. Red soldier hiding in choke. He gets spotted. So he's going to get picked up there. And that is going to be basically the sack play for last. Really wanted a force there. It's going to be unfortunate here. Red basically on a full disad hold here. Red soldier might not even be up in time for this push. Sentry going up on the point, and they're up on this pyro again. It's risky, especially your win condition here is really just your gun staying alive or another off class, but I imagine they're not going to off class the other soldier. Both soldiers not buffed here for last. It's one of the most important things you can do when you're trying to defend a last hold. Blue team really taking their time to push. They lost their scout. You have to wonder if they're going to wait for this respawn. If they do, it's going to be a long time. Red team probably going to get Uber and equalize this. So we're going to see 80% ad actually go to waste here as blue team backs out, not willing to go off losing a single player. Perfectly fine to still go in there if you think you have enough ad and have that player come in basically post Uber. Not uncommon at all. So Red still on their pyro and engineer, even though they're even. Can really rotate off the pyro now. Probably go for something to give you a little bit more edge. Pick class like sniper. What we see. Oh yep, there's the sniper. Read my mind. Red demo managing to pick up a soldier and a scout. Definitely something that's enough to push off. Engineer can switch off, sniper can switch off. Engineer can save. You're going to play super conservative. Looks like they're going to leave the engineer basically to pseudo-clear dungeon. Nope, they're fully pushing out, clearing everything, leaving the engineer on last. Picks are quite slow. Blue coming up a sniper here is going to be pretty bad if red team pushed off the 2 picks that they did have. Incredibly slow to push out of their own last. Maybe just a little bit too scared to try to make something happen. But I mean, if you don't take those opportunities where you already have 2 picks, you're never getting out of your own last. Got to have some pressure. Got to send a counter-sack. Got to do something. Especially off the engineer, you have the ability to do that. So you saw a spy there. They're checking ROF classes, so they probably know that blue is up on a sniper, and red having their own sniper to sort of counter. See, the engineer does get picked from the far right side there. Both soldiers spamming. They're both weak, down to 10 health there. See, not actually a safe position for the medic to play on this angle here. See, both soldiers not quite buffed. Sentry gun going down to like 10 health, but it's still up for now. Have to see how they want to play versus the sniper. Soldier spamming from lower. Potentially going to get caught. And he does get caught by rocket there at the end. 2 players going down, sniper and soldier for blue team. Another situation where red really needs to push out if they ever want to get off their own last. And they're just taking their time. Not even really sending a counter-sack here. You have to wonder what their plan is. They basically are only going to push off blue really committing. Situation not really in their favor in terms of rounds or round time left. Only 2 minutes left on the half here. Or not the half, the round timer. So one of the teams is going to have to do something. Basically another only 1 or 2 tries on the sniper before this round timer is going to end out. They are on sniper again. Don't know if red is aware of this. Might not have checked for off classes again. They are moving their sniper forward, or medic forward. This is into the pseudo-invite hold here. Closed choke. The idea here is that you have a heavily buffed demo on this top side and a soldier spamming to this lower. It makes it really difficult to bust through. A little bit more centralized heals to work with, but the risk is obviously that you're completely caught in. If they do manage to dry push in at all, you're basically forced into exchange. So, have to see if the better heals do anything here. I still think the scout on last probably isn't going to be able to accomplish much. Having that counter sniper would be a big deal, because these 2 soldiers are going to have a little bit of a hard time picking up the sniper without risking their own lives as well. But you can see the better heal is definitely coming in handy here, as they can sort of combo contest here. A lot of spam being exchanged, a lot of damage trading, but not really any picks really hugely worth picking off. Dispenser goes down behind the truck there. This seems like quite a passive position, potentially very dry pushable for blue. If they get their sniper in on that angle, he can have an entire angle way all the way to spawn. Gives all that space for soldier to work with. Currently, combo still just trying to spam themselves through the doorway. Red soldier sacking in on the blue medic, bringing him down to 10 HP. Oh, blue medic does actually use there. So red is up on full ad here. They have to probably have a plan to push out of last. Heard a banner going off there. from blue team. Battalion's banner up on the platform. He's just holding it, waiting for the push. Another pick. So that's 2 picks here and full ad. Have to see what red team wants to do. I think they're leaving their engineer. Yep, he's moving his gun again, and they're trying to push out off this full ad. Does make sense. Here they are. Medic completely caught in. They can just use and completely collapse this. Even with the banner, you know, it's not going to prevent you from taking... prevents you from taking some damage, but doesn't completely block it. So sentry gun being left on last here. Both scouts going in. Engineer in a 1v1. Or 2v1, but he's got the gun. So he's free to stall as long as he wants. Scout can't do anything. Even if he breaks the gun here... They lost their medic. They got the 4 cap. Looks like Soldier Scout going back, trying to catch the Scout player. They don't want to get pinched behind. But you have to wonder if the better play would have just been to go forward and ignore him. So the Scout does find the demo isolated by himself. It's fighting 2v1 versus Soldier. Giving them quite the ring around here and stalling for enough time for Blue to potentially hold mid, even off having their medic die and being 30% disad here. So still down Blue Scout, but Red looks like they might be stalemating here. They should really take this drive push here. They have ad and a player advantage. But quite passive walking here through Valley, giving Blue a lot of time to set up here and a lot of time to build as well. Oh, looks like they're opting to use through a super telegraphed here if a flank scout was even watching. Red Soldier does bomb the player above. Cafe is going to be 1 free pick here. And it looks like they do manage to drive push, take this for free. They're trying to go fast through Cafe, potentially try to catch. And you can see they already had Uber here. That if they walk sooner, maybe they could take this. And they do commit in through. 1 soldier bombing, does get the force out. Red demo jumps, but he does not get Ubered, so he just jumps without that. Does manage to pick up the blue demo, but this is going to seesaw the other way. Sorry, as blue team has full ad here. Red player's getting caught. The pocket scout definitely getting caught there, and this chase is going to be quite awkward. Even though in enclosed space, not really much to kite off. They just need to hold S and full retreat here. Not even take this fight. Double scouts, down that many players. You can see that little bit of hesitation that scout had is going to get the medic chased all the way back to last here. Demo trying to see if he can desperately protect his medic here, but that is going to be a cleanup. You can see the chase from 2 scouts, absolutely valid. Behind the forward spawn even, but yep, blue medic over chasing just a little bit here. It was worth the chase, but they're dealing with the post collapse there with the forward spawn was a little bit awkward, perhaps not realizing that's where they spawned. So the deny here is good. Losing their medic is a little bit awkward. They are going to be set up in a position to start sacking to last, but they don't really have any Uber advantage to talk about here. So red immediately up on off class again, and we're on the same situation where we were about 3 minutes earlier. Red setting up on their last full disad, engineer off class. Blue not opting for an immediate off class. Probably going to see a little bit of stalemate here. The game slowing down a bit as both teams build Uber. Once again, wanting that sort of safety net to work off. Let's go ahead and see what the red hold looks like. Opting for the sentry gun on the point again. Not rotating forward into the pseudo-invite close hold they were doing before. Just opting to play on the platform here. Playing once again double soldiers on the right side. Defensive perspective. So yeah, quite slow building on both teams. Blue actually not building well at all. Off even Ubers are basically even, having 30% disadvantage. But, you know, neither team knows this. Red not going to push off a hunch like that, or take a Uber check, rather. Way too much to risk the round off, so... Slow pushes here as Blue finally gets in the lobby, walking in through Shutter. Red up on a spy here, probably checking off classes, just running around in spawn. Makes sense, as Blue was taking quite a while before they're doing anything. Didn't know that they was built slow. So Red up on a sniper here, trying to see if he can get something done. We see Blue finally active there, getting the Uber. See what their plan is for a sack. Very disconnected, not a lot of buffs. And it looks like they're trying to spam with the gun potentially first. Spam ball from lower. Being rotating in front of the point there, so we see them rotating back into the sort of invite hold. But it looks like they really don't have a plan to push in here. They're just kind of disconnected, pushing. No one's really holding aside. Spam kind of going all over the place. Maybe trying to potentially spot the medic before they get anything done, but so far very slow. Very, very slow. I have to imagine there isn't their plan to actually park the bus here. They're just trying to figure out what their sack plan is, and they don't really have an idea from the looks of it. There you go, the soldier lower, starting to spam with the gun. No soldier there to watch it, or sniper. A little bit awkward. Yep, beam soldier fighting against that soldier coming in lower. Part of the benefit of this hold, you have much stronger control of dungeon. So blue is still taking their sweet time, and they lose a soldier to the sniper. See where the red counter sack is. Soldier on the right looks like he potentially wants to peek in. Going through dungeon. He's going in through dungeon. Potentially trying to catch that soldier here. Taking a 1v1 versus soldier. Nope, he's curving over the point, hunting for the medic. He's going to get on the medic. But no spam from the entire red team. Come on, your soldier's going for a sack. You can at least peek. Start spamming some pills or something. Even just a little bit of pressure out like this would be a huge deal. You see blue having 5 players ready to receive that player is going to make it really hard for that sack to work. You need some pressure. That's so sacks are team play. And blue just opting to use here, trying to take an exchange in. Red's medic milking quite well. Gun staying up quite until pretty late here, but red not really opting to chase this at all. Even with that extra little 20-30% there, not trying to get traps behind the demo, potentially get that free pick. That exchange is actually going to be in Blue's favor here, since they use first, and they're just going to try to dry push off this because the engineer does not have his gun up yet, or he has it all the way on the far right side. See, they do manage to get out on the high ground platform, but the spam is going to be a little bit awkward to work off. They kill the gun, but the entire time they're receiving this demo shelling. Red soldier goes down to the sniper pick here. Red trying to hold both sides at once here, a little bit awkward. And you see the scout go down, and now the medic's stuck in the pit here. It's going to be very awkward. Scout on the combo. Soldier flanking behind, managing to pick up that sniper and the medic there. Big play from the roamer, realizing the flank side was now open. Blue not really able to decisively commit forward or back, forced into a decision by that soldier and pinched. So red team finally managing to push off their last here. They're going to go out onto the second. They have full ad here, basically full ad. And they can deny soldier here, not going to be able to pick up much health. Blue ready setting up for what looks like a spam force, having soldier buff cafe, potentially the one to sack, actually. All splash classes up here, going to be a little bit tough for a dry push if it's called properly. Blue actually doesn't play with their flank scout closer vision. Oh, I was going to say he's rotating over now. Potentially trying to spot the beam. Beam getting in through Tetris, sees the player above cafe, gets cleaned up. Good pick here, they can rotate whatever way they want. Looks quite free. And they're still operating off 50% ad here. Trap on the point there. I'll have to see if it catches the scout. But they're threatening this valley, and they do use through. Potentially going to pick up the demo here. Soldier and scout both caught in. Looks like they're going to opt to just clean up the soldier here. Gets caught dungeon. 3 players down. Those are really late deaths. Potentially, if they just cap second, they can roll this into last here. And that looks like what they're opting to do, trying to pressure in from left hard here. Soldier coming in from dungeon behind. Grabbing the pack there. I thought he was potentially trying to reconnect with his team, but just trying to stall behind. Red soldier going in and managing to pick up the medic here. So now they can take this slow. And with those picks, medic and soldier, they could just dry push off here, off these picks. Blue actually opting to fight out here without their medic is quite scary. But it does spook red enough into playing far back. Looks like they're going to opt to play this slower, just play the ad, take the buffs, and play this the Uber advantage. So giving blue time to set up here with off classes. You see blue instantly on engineer and heavy. Red buffing up here, getting ready to take this into last. Now it's really when you want to see those buffs come up. Red already had Uber for a good 10 seconds here, and they still haven't really buffed up. Neither soldier have any overheal right now. One soldier on 200, other soldier on 100. They are really not buffing their soldiers before this pushes, and they just use through the doorway. So it is ad, but it's going to be a long chase the other side of the point here. You see the Ubered scout basically dancing on point there. They do manage to take their side, and the medic does go down in the middle of that. The scout, flank scout, managing to pick him up. So this is now just a sort of stall and slow down situation. The medic going to give a huge advantage to red team here. So you see just a blue soldier in demo, not able to really contest the point against this red army. So we have a tied game here, 2-2, 6 minutes left in the half. Pretty good back and forth there. Certainly we can see that there was a lot of leverage played off that advantage here, managing to go from their own second to the enemy last there. But I still would have liked to see a little bit more of a clean push. I think red is definitely stalling a lot more on these pushes than you like to see. They have Uber often for quite a while there. I think blue was already up to 50-60% Uber from full ad, and neither of the soldiers was really buffed in a way that you would have liked. So buffing around 70% there would be a lot cleaner. But as we enter this mid, both teams rotating sort of away from each other. Red soldiers a little bit more aggressive here, very disconnected from their scouts, as neither scout really in a clean position to immediately follow up on that damage. But it works regardless. Blue team down a soldier and scout, red team just only down a soldier, picking up the other isolated blue soldier. So blue is basically caught on the wrong side of mid here, red free to collapse, or just force them behind. If they just force them behind and cap, potentially a situation they just keep going forward. It looks like they're not willing to fight through the choke here. They can just take the point and then go forward here. Blue on the wrong side here. Like in a hard build, try to use the Uber to exchange back onto their own side. But as red continues forward, you can see blue basically in a position where they're going to get pinched by the soldier. And see there it happens. Red not really sure what they want to do here. Scout and soldier splitting out from the medic here. Uber getting popped from both teams here. as we see both teams lose their soldiers. Blue up on a sniper, interestingly enough, but they have 3 players here on mid. Red team playing a lot more connected here, as the blue sniper watches Valley for some weird reason while his team's already fighting mid. So interesting here, with an extra player advantage, Red not really willing to commit here, perhaps too scared of the sniper, as you see the Red medic playing all the way back in choke, but they have extra player advantage. That is a fight you actually want to take and have something happen here. So they really wait until their soldiers are actually in before doing anything, and as a result, that blue sniper takes positioning and manages to pick up the demo, and now they lose 3 players. So instead of taking the 3v2 here, they wait until the entire team fight happens, and unfortunately the sniper just has a disaster shot there for Red and managing to pick the demo immediately. So really have to try to evaluate the situation and take those fights that you actually do have an advantage in. I think it was 2 scouts and a demo versus a scout and a demo. Definitely a situation you actually want to press your advantage on. So instead of getting 2 picks here, this is going to push Red down to last. All the Ubers are roughly even. Blue does have an edge here. They have 20% advantage, which they're immediately pushing off. Immediately destroy the level 1 gun here. Soldier lands on the demo and Medic. No protector for the combo here. Means Medic is going to go down instantly. Uber managing to cross all the way to the other side. We see Red down 3 players here. But Blue player is not really playing for the high ground here. A Medic and a Soldier getting isolated. Demo gets stuck lower. This is a 2v2 situation, but Blue's players are isolated, and the Demo is going to get caught out by a scout here. Just a sniper left, and he's not really going to be able to do much on his own. Maybe opting for a hero shot, but no real Medic to talk about, so... He's just going to rotate back. Is going to make it a little bit difficult for Red to push out here. Uber's basically even here. Red not really probably willing to push out off this. Oh, no, they are. They're getting space here. They know it's just a sniper. I think Blue can potentially block this with their players and speed. Yeah, it's a very dangerous situation. If Red messes up this push, they basically lose the last here. And you can see they basically just back out here, not really willing to risk the fight on what could just be another sniper shot. So potentially had a window there to get out, but... the conservative decision to hang back, not necessarily wrong either. So Blue is on a sniper again, Red engineer building a gun, placing it on the right side again. We see the same sort of hold. And we see same situation as before, both teams not really willing to do much before they have Uber. So we see them kind of passively bring themselves in. Sniper trying to peek his own left side, Red right side there. Spam being exchanged. Same situation here, Medic playing close, but very dangerous to have your Soldier rotate to stuff the right when there's a Soldier lower here. Even though the gun is there, it's just a small, you see the Medic basically eat a direct there as a result of that. But good anti-sniper positioning is going to be really difficult to snipe at least. So we'll have to see how Blue decides to break this. You managed to get the dispenser again. Other Soldier... are still rolling out here, not able to help spam this. Very discoordinated Soldier spam on this right side. Not really spamming together, trying to, which is, when you have 2 Soldiers spamming together, that's what really gets you that juggle that has the potential to pick someone or, you know, kill the sniper. So Blue Soldier opting for a fast sack there, but yeah, level 3 gun's going to put a stop to that, even if the Demo's not on that side watching. So a little bit weird here in terms of how they're rotating. Red does have 2 picks here, Demo and Soldier, so they should push out here, or at least send a counter sack. If they're too scared to do that. Blue playing super far back, tons of space to work with. They're opting to peek their sniper here off 2 players. You already have 2 picks. You can send a sack, you can do something. Just peeking your sniper here, very conservative. Is going to make it really hard to push out of their last if they're not willing to take those advantages to at least try to make something happen. You saw all that space given. And yes, it was SVS, but there's ways to avoid that line. Sniper doesn't really have a way to snipe the area behind the point. And also, off a pick like that, you do have enough time to send a sack and then come back up before they can really make any meaningful push. So a little too conservative for my taste. You see Soldier getting picked out there. You basically do need to pre-spam the corner against a sniper. Blue definitely want to make something happen. They use immediately. The Demo goes juggled here, so Uber not potentially going to be that good. Red Medic using to save the Engineer, not really what you want to see as Demo gets dropped there. So this is a solo Soldier Uber, and it comes quite a bit later. So Blue does have a potential to dry fight here. They're up their Demo. And they lose the scout there. Other Soldier coming back in here a little bit late. Blue has a little bit of ad to work off here. It's the kind of ad I would be tempted to build and push off. But Red exploding out on the second point here. Looks like they're coming out to this. They do have the high ground control here. It's going to be too late for Blue to really go for back cap. But they can try to pick up a kill on the point here as the flank comes in through Valley. A lot of disconnection coming out here. Blue Soldier going for a spoon. Doesn't manage to get it, but does manage to pick up the Soldier. And Red going down 2 splash classes here is going to signal a dry push here from Blue. They try to stuff themselves in through the right side. No splash classes to really stuff them. That's the last splash class from Red down, so just scouts here. And no off classes either, so this is probably going to be the half right here. With only 40 seconds left, we have Blue up 1 round, 3-2. And they take that half. So if we hold tab, we'll get the scoreboard here. We see Red players... Struggling a little bit when it comes to the Splash Class department. Penguin holding his own, but Darman and Babe, Babe, the red demo there, trailing the bottom of the scoreboard, bottom half. Blue team, kind of same story here, as we see their Splash Classes taking a back seat to their scouts, probably the scouts chewing the red explosives alive, rather. In terms of medic survivability, we see a big separation between Blue's medic having 92 points to Red's 79. I don't have the interactive scoreboard, so I can't quite check the deaths. I don't think it'll let me do this either. But quite an interesting half. Those are my Discord messages. Professional streamer checking my texts. So yeah, I think oh. Yeah, quite a back and forth half, very eventful. Good performance from both teams here. I think we see overall Red Team playing a little bit more passive than I'd probably like. A lot of times they're stuck on their last two picks, not really managing to push out off it. A little bit too reliant on the sniper, perhaps. Besides that, a lot of salvages coming out that aren't really panning out. A lot of pushes just coming through with very little medic pressure. I think from Blue Team, especially, we saw the Soldier on Cafe basically not able to convert anything. And I think we saw a lot of Ubers that ended up being a little bit slower than I would have liked. Team basically only pushing once they already have Uber versus using the implicit threat of having Uber. And a lot of Ubers not really catching as much as you like or committing in a way that just trades the medics here. So a pretty, not very survivable game is the best way to put it, I'd say. High lethality, there's the word I'm looking for. So, entering the second half, I'd be very interested to see how Red adapts to the mids, as I believe they've struggled on all the mids here, except for the one where they managed to force Blue combo behind. Basically, a very feast or famine kind of deal here going on. Might be just emblematic of rotation mids, though. As soon as you rotate out of your own choke and you start having disadvantage, it's only a matter of time before one of the teams really commits or collapses. Let's see if I can pull up the log on my phone before they ready up. Alright, for that half, 3-2. We see 3 mids go to blue, 1 mid goes to red, the last one there. One of the teams is readied up. terms of damage, we have Penguin Eat at the top of the scoreboard, running a nice healthy 339, and then we have the red soldier there. And then we have Blue's Demo, Soldier, Demo and Soldier, Devo and then Coop. Both running a respectable 296 and 261. And then we have Red Soldier, and then Blue's Scout above Red's Demo here. So a little bit of a splash class exchange here. Overall, actually, both medics dying 8 times here. Heals roughly equal on both sides. No drops, 10 overs to 11. In terms of heal difference, not really noticing anything too significant. Blue healing their scouts a little bit, leaning on their scouts a little bit heavier than Red is. Yep. A pretty even game down the board, looking at the frags and the damage. The damage actually, oh, this is kind of unbelievable. The damage exactly the same, 32865 for red and blue team. It's quite amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And the kills, red 78 kills to blue 79. So very, very close to a perfectly even game here. So very nice match teams here. And yeah, I have to kind of agree with that. It's been nice back and forth. Neither team really managing to show a dominant performance over the other. Let's take a look here. Yeah, looks like a pretty solid, evenly matched game here so far. Nothing really to comment on in terms of any player's particular performance. Definitely seems like, to me, that Red's combo is playing a little bit more disconnected than I like. A little bit incisive on what ways they're trying to decide to split here. I think one situation that's particularly telling is when they did manage to force Blue's combo behind, they kind of split their players. Half the players went forward, half the players went back. As a result, I believe the combo got on the medic. Sorry, not the combo. The blue soldiers rolling out got on the red medic, as he was isolated by himself, I think just with one scout. While I think the soldiers went back to fight the blue combo, who managed to Uber. As a result, you have a little bit of the worst of both worlds. The Uber on mid managed to pick up a player, and the soldiers rolling out managed to get a force. Either way, if they focus the players on mid, at least you could have forced exchange, potentially body block the medic, kill him quick and easy. If you commit forward, clean out the soldiers, then even if the blue medic comes in behind, tries to Uber, he doesn't have anything to salvage off, his team's already dead. So a little bit of a, no decision is wrong, except for the going in between. So a little bit of 2 fake ready-ups here, as we see blue team, I think, no, red team actually, false readying, potentially trying to talk out their strategy. So as we enter the second half, we'll have to see what the teams are trying to adapt. Blue's medic, AFK for a moment. Oh yeah. Activated the second half config, very important. I saw in an invite match yesterday where they forgot to do that, so no one's vulnerable, or sorry, rather everyone's vulnerable to slip up. Have to wonder why it's not automated by now. Certainly seems like the kind of thing that could be automated, just, you know, auto-exiting config at the end of another round. Probably a line or two in source mod, but hey, what do I know? Alright, and we're live going into the second half. Blue team is up 1 round here, 3-2. So traditionally we've seen both demos roll out Valley, and we've always seen very, very lethal mids. Neither team really managing to retreat back out to their second and do a sort of hold with only losing the mid here. So we'll see if that lethality continues to exist. Red demo rolling out choke and immediately trapping Valley here. Didn't look like he picked up any damage here. So they're both rotating away from each other once again. Oh, well, maybe not. Red team rotating to meet them. Demo taking a huge amount of spam here and just get picked out by a rocket from the other side of the map. Red Soldier trying to collapse in, but it's an absolute disaster. Red getting almost completely wiped here. Yep, and that is going to be a full wipe here. Scout not able to run the medic out here. You saw the demo get picked out by that long-range rocket at the same time the Red Soldier went in. Red Scout's not prepared, basically sitting in their choke. It's a communication disaster, collapsing like a Jenga tower here. As Blue gets another mid, almost completely free, only losing 1 soldier there. And I don't really need to sack this point here. Red up on this Pyro again. I'm not really a huge fan of this. It hasn't been working out traditionally. And I've seen Blue able to get in quite a lot from the dry push side. So we'll see if they have to do that again here. No other off-class. Still on a Scout, even on full disad. You have to wonder if a Heavy would be a better decision here. And Pyro giving away a presence pretty early is not really what you want to see. He doesn't really have an ability to fight a Scout. And he's not going to be, he's too far away to stuff this Uber now, so he's up on Sniper, but they already Ubered here. He's going to rotate back into spawn, doesn't get on off class, so double scout here. Red demo going down in the middle of that Uber. No Ubers here on the table for red, only 60%. Blue has tons of space across the point here, but red soldier is really well coordinated there on that bomb. Managed to pick up a soldier and a scout, and the demo is potentially caught out here as a scout tries to chase him down. Blue soldier managed to pick up 3 kills there on the point. I think all the splash houses from that one guy. So blue's going to have better spawners here, even with the ad. Red is going to be a little bit passive here, waiting until the players come back up before they're really willing able to do anything. But they do have 70% ad here. It would be a shame to not push off this, but blue's going to have the time to set up and make it really difficult for them to not use through. Even using through and trying to flip-flop here has the potential to give blue certainly a headache. Red not in a position where they're risking the map here, but definitely risking the round by having a push out. Managing to pick up a scout there and shutter from red is a great way to start this. And I don't think the traps are called here. There we go. Blue demo deaths, red medic rotating all the way out valley here. Quite scary if there was a flank player sitting there. But blue opting to have all their players back at cafe, a little bit unusual. But hey, it does work. And red team basically Ubered out the situation here. Even out the situation here. You can see still about like a 50% ad, but definitely a little bit slower than you'd expect based off them pushing on close to 80% ad, taking nearly 60% to actually manage to dry push out there. Sunshine last, very difficult last to dry push off, but still kind of wish you could see that advantage converted into a little bit something more. And we see here blue setting up for sack here. Both soldiers going into cafe, neither of them buffed. So other soldier rotating to flank. Not really, it looks like they're setting up for a sack. Kind of looks like they're just exchanging spam, maybe trying to get vision on where the medic is. But, it's default positioning. We've entered a full stalemate here. Both teams on even Ubers. It's on blue to get something happening. Blue soldier rotating at their choke, potentially seeing that scout, seeing if he can pick up a soldier here, but nothing really going on. Blue soldier getting juggled here. Shouldn't be sacking anyway without a buff. So, have to wonder what blue's plan is here. If it really is just parking the bus, since they don't really seem like they're coordinated or planning a sack. Normally see action a lot before this, so a little bit unusual. Now we see players finally get buffed on. Looks like the soldier wants to go through choke. Let's watch from red's perspective here. As we see the scout getting picked once again. I think that was the flank soldier, or roamer, sorry. So red gonna opt for counter sack here. As we see the soldier come in right through choke, jumping all the way by himself. Another pick coming in here means red could totally make this dry push. Red soldier should just live, try to stall as long as possible, and just get all this free space. They know this player's behind cafe, but they don't need to chase him. They can play forward. This is still 2 players. If they were rotated on the other side of the point, it would have been much cleaner here. Red medic getting forced there by a single soldier. Not the thing you want to see. The best way to defend your player is just by playing forward and opposing there. Definitely if the red medic was aware of that, playing almost by their Tetris, players out the cafe would have been much safer. So they still have a soldier pick here. Blue's medic crossing all the way across point. Super aggressive, not using until he's all the way in choke here. Potentially going to be able to catch this player. This is why it's so important you stick with your medic here. If you hold S, that scout can close any distance. But 2 players behind here for red is actually going to start a back cap here, and blue flank trying to run back to catch them. They aren't going to be able to block the cap, so this is going to be a disaster for blue in terms of probably going to have to give up the mid off this. Even if they're going to be able to cap the second, the forward spawns there are going to have red players up back in time. And red operating off 30% ad here might be enough to push or catch these players out on second here. See, blue does manage to deny too, but it's going to be quite a challenge to dry push before on this Uber disad, and with these splash classes up. Blue demo and red soldier kind of playing super disconnected there. Sending one to die when you have 2 splash classes up and spawners coming up seems a little bit of a weird decision. You basically gambled the mid off that single play happening, and that soldier was not supported at all from splash on his team. I think it would have been much better to stall that point and come back up and fight it with your 2 spawners. But regardless, red team has like 30% ad here. Blue team sends a sack. Regardless, red medic not having a soldier with him is going to be forced through the point, eating like 2 or 3 rockets there from the soldier. So blue does go down a soldier and a scout, and that's 3 picks for red here. So the situation does end up well, but you have to wonder what blue's doing here. That was like 30-40% disad. Red didn't take the Uber advantage, and blue opting to send a 3-man somehow. Right here, very slow push from red here. I would have thought they would have definitely been able to deny those players if their flank was in on the point at all. But, I can't argue with a free point. At least they have the incentive now. A little bit of advantage. It's their time to take control of the wheel, and given how a little bit slow blue has been in sending their plays, I'm sure red wants to try to speed this up. See soldier going instantly, not giving them much time to set up. No scout with the medic here. Is going to just drop, absolutely disrespecting the soldier. Doesn't think he can hit that easy ground walk on the floor. So we see a drop from Penguin here. Blue soldier trying to go for a salvage, does manage to force the red medic here, but they lose their own medic, and if they lose the soldier too, this is potentially a roll into last. You have 3 players who are not going to be up in time time for last if they just cap and keep going here. Red team not lost any players here. They should just roll this straight in the last 3 players not spawning in time. Soldier trying to take this fight too without heals. He could have potentially been another free pick, and that would have definitely been the game here. So here comes the red dry push. 2 players still spawning, not even out yet. And you see the blue soldier trying to go for a salvage here. That's another player down, and here comes the off class, which might actually help make something happen. But they're still down 2 players here, both splash classes no less. So if red was peeking aggressively here, they could potentially make something happen. But looks like they are actually opting to back all the way out, off 2 players, really. Well, they're in a comfortable position, I guess, here on second. They don't really want to risk their upper hand here. So they're just going to slow this down. They're going to build full over, probably send a sack. But a little bit of shame. Definitely had the potential to roll off last there. You saw 3 picks happening. 3 players not up before red team could push in there. A little bit slow on their push. I think just a little bit of indecision there caused them to not really know what they wanted to do. So we have an engineer pyro off class here from blue team. They don't actually have any disad. So we see red team run in from dungeon here. And they are going to pick up that soldier pick and have tons of time on point here. But the exchange happening here is going to make it a little bit difficult. Red medic rotating all the way in. Not really what you want to see if you think the Ubers are even close to equal. As the red medic dies basically instantly. He's going to make it really easy for a blue push out here. Red soldier trying to go for something. They're just trying to do a collapse on point here. Blue medic blocking the point with his life. When he already has 2 players on it. And you see just 1 soldier here. Demo volley is going to make it really annoying to hold this point. But Scout does get picked up by that soldier here. It's just a red demo out to tell a tale. Red medic spawning a little bit sooner here. But yeah, definitely a situation there. You have to wonder why the players feel that it's their responsibility to block things with their life. If you know what the situation is, committing there as a medic, rotating all the way behind is really, really awkward. And then standing on the point when you already have 2 other players on is just another weird situation as a medic. The only way they win that is by salvaging off you, basically. Red on a spy here, actually committing out of their spawn on a spy, as they think the Ubers are basically equal. Blue, if they were tracking, actually should think they have slight disad here. So, yeah, they are going to come up on engineer and play this pseudo off class. The spy here, pretty unexpected here, and up on a mini sentry, very interestingly enough on point. I wonder if that's intentional. So, red here going to start spamming for the spy, making some noise here. Blue medic on the platform, not really playing super aware of a spy, picking out the teleporter there. A little bit of funny location for it. And we see Blue's medic has the Uber rotating over to the point here. Red spy basically playing behind the point. Hasn't really managed to infiltrate behind here. And here he goes. He's going to try to probably decloak and get the medic here. Very slow action from red team, though. Here comes the spam. Probably calling for noise from his team. You see, the spy comes out, backstabs the scout. Probably not what he was looking for. I have to wonder if that was really a worthwhile trade. Soldier going into this makes sense. As soon as you lose one to pick one, you can still send another sack here. Mini sentry does clean up the soldier there. Medic basically playing all the way in spawn, so super far back, really hard to get anything off that. But if he's playing that far back, you do have potential for huge value out of something like a dry push. So I would have liked to see the demo put out more pressure there for that sack. If they knew that was doing. But I think good recognition there that the best chance that soldier had was to go for something like that. So red team now on a sniper here. Blue still on their engineer, still on their mini. Placing teleporters, placing dispensers, getting all his buildings down. You never know. Maybe he can pull off a telefrag. It's an exit. Yeah, that is an exit on point. So red team opting to get into the lobby here. They do have their sniper. Blue team opting for the single soldier to the side is like a free pick if they buff and pinch him appropriately. Even though they hold this side strongly. There we go, both soldiers coming out, but they're far away from the beam. If the beam rotates over and it supports this player, it's going to be hard for Blue Medic to really lend any support here. And you can see the beam rotating over is going to pressure the other side now. Soldier going down to only 10 health. Not a situation you want to be in when you're the one defending last. A red sniper peeking this. Potentially has the demo locked in the corner. Or that's the engineer, rather, my bad. So red soldier potentially going to try to get something off this. Sniper holding the angle. And he's going to rotate back the other way. A little bit of disconnected pressure here as the soldier continues to peek the side. The sniper's not on. You really only want to have one avenue of peeking at a time. Protect your sniper while you watch the other side passively. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of trouble protecting your sniper appropriately. 60 seconds here until the round ends, so red really has to make something happen. They're probably going to opt to go for exchange soon. And we'll have to see off the sniper. That soldier pick is as good of a situation as any to start trying to dry push and take this exchange. So we'll have to see which way they're trying to go in here. 40 seconds left. They're going to send a sack. Soldier peeking in through dungeon. They're opting to just... Oh, and that's 2 picks. Both soldiers down here. They have to take this now. 3 picks as the sniper gets the engineer as well. Even though it's just an engineer here. And Ooh, if this heavy gets picked out by the end of the Uber, so it would have just been even Ubers there with no real picks to trade for, but heavy pokes his head out, makes himself a free target. We see another headshot from the sniper there, so end up going 4 picks. It ends up working out there in the end, but you have to really wonder if banking on your sniper there is a good idea, as really if it takes him landing 3 shots for you to actually make a push, you're going to drop a lot of opportunities for potential advantages that you can pressure really hard there. I would have liked to see exchange even off the first pick, but in the end, their strategy did end up working and managed getting 2 picks there off the sniper. So we see red team rolling out their choke, blue team still rolling out Valley, as they are like to do. Red team stalling in their choke here a lot longer than you like. You can see half their team is already at the cafe, and meanwhile their combo's just sitting in choke. I don't really know what their plan is here. It is a rotate mid, and you can see when you have a rotation mid and your team's basically split half and half, they just focus fire whatever side, and that side's going to go down. Demo not really supported by his splash classes because the free line is just directly there to him. So Demo getting picked out early on this mid again. Maybe Red Medic having a little bit of trouble beaming him here. He's definitely struggling a little bit when it comes to staying alive. So there is a red soldier behind. Blue team is aware of this. It is even Ubers, but off having only one flash class, they're just going to opt to rush this high ground here. Red team definitely should try to stay in here and take this exchange, not give them it for free. And now blue team is the one down both soldiers. Red soldier getting all the way in on the demo. You can see demo down to like 10 HP. Does get cleaned up here, so red team up a single demo splash class here. They do manage to pick up the other scout, so it's just blue combo here. They're going to try to run out and try to hold this Uber. It does look like they're going to be able to get out their Valley, but that is going to be the mid here. And red team potentially able to deny, no, not going to have quite enough to deny the demo here. So blue team actually does have better spawning classes here with 2 players rolling out from their last, so we'll have to see if they recognize that. But it looks like they're just going to rotate back into even situations, not really worth enough, or not not willing to risk potentially losing no, it's even here, so it would just be the round, not the map. I believe it is 3-3. So neither team really in a good position to do any big plays here, entering a slower phase of the game once again, as we see how red really plans to send the sack. They're buffing up their players here. Both soldiers basically fully buffed here. And it looks like they're opting to rotate their demo to Valley. He's getting a ton of space here. Soldier going in through choke. Trying to pinch Valley here, but there's nothing there. Medic playing on point, super scary, and he does get forced as a result of that. Not really the position you want to be in versus Soldier. So a little bit of a Soldier roulette there as the Soldier wraps into Valley, but nothing really to pinch as Blue gives up so much space. If you give that much space as Blue, even just a sack from Valley is super deadly, as these high bomb walls can get all the way around and behind the point. So Red Medic does get forced as well. They are going to have better spawners here to work off, as their soldiers up way sooner. See the Demo Man jumping in there a little bit more aggressive, but Red is definitely in on this point here. And Red Soldier landing on the Medic, just barely managing to get him to surf up onto the point there. Both Medics going down here as a flank scout comes behind as well. So very messy frags on both sides, but Blue does come out slightly on top here as they manage to chase Red out. But their Medic did die later, so Red Team definitely has the potential to dry fight back in here with their extra spawners. You can see even though they're on the same spawn timer, Red obviously having the forward spawn here definitely should go for this dry push here, as you have 3 players still rolling on from Blue, including their Medic. But wow, Red playing incredibly passive here, just backing out there. You see, that's why it's so important to keep track of spawners here. Realizing you have the advantage in a situation there, that was, if they took that there and Blue committed to it, it was a 3v6. A 3v6 for a good potential 5-10 seconds there. And dropping that opportunity is really going to hurt Red in terms of their ability to get ahead of this, as they are no longer in the driver's seat when it comes to the situation. And especially because their Medic also spawned first, you have to think they might think, oh, we might have some slight ad to work off here. Looks like they do actually want to do this, so they're opting for an Uber check, which I really love if that's what they're doing. Yep, and here they go. They're coming through. The Blue Medic caught in. This Uber check is going to work beautifully for them in a big way. Blue Medic not keeping track as strictly as he probably should have. As we see the Medic, the first one picked there. And now, looks like a pause here as a blue Soldier finds his way through Cafe. When you are committing in like that, the safest position is amongst your team here. You can see the Red Medic basically isolated on one half of his team. Much better position would be centralized here. Even though it sounds scarier having your team to play around and block the areas you aren't sure about. When you're committing through choke, you never really clear Cafe or this side. So definitely the potential for the wrap is there. And that's a little bit on the Pocket Scout, a little bit on the Medic to both recognize. But really awkward here how even off the Uber going, picking up the Medic, there isn't any other miscellaneous damage to speak of. The Medic dying very early into the Uber, but it actually looks like Red is the one that has the potentially worse health status. And even though you have this tanky demo, the miscellaneous picks are really what matters. If Blue manages to collapse on the flank, it doesn't matter how healthy your demo is. He doesn't really have the ability to fight multiple targets at once that come in from multiple angles. So number advantage, huge deal, and the way you preserve those players is really keeping your players kind of like healthily able to cover each other, where someone has to sort of fight your buff demo if he really wants to get those clean picks, or essentially trade for it. So right here, not a great situation for Red if they don't manage to deal with the soldier. He potentially has a huge play of his life coming on here as he approaches the medic and demo, the juiciest targets for a soldier from behind. I'll have to see what this pause is for. I don't really want to ask about the players, so... We are on STV, so it will be 90 seconds in the future, so something to look forward to. Really interested to know if it's a tactical pause or otherwise. I have to imagine it's probably one of the players crashing or something. Wouldn't be TF2 if at least one of the players didn't crash. Especially the new update, a lot of players experiencing some stability issues. But yeah, this is potentially a good situation for Red, potentially a good situation for Blue. It really depends on how this post-class works. I'd really like to see Red manage to protect their medic here and develop some serious ad, 30-40%, dry push second point off simply having their medic live and then roll this into last. Put them in a dominant position here, definitely. I've seen Red seems to do a better job when they're in the driver's seat here, but I think the biggest thing I've noticed is that they're a little bit passive, giving up a lot of advantages that they could be capitalizing on. Blue is playing a little bit more disconnected, but I do think they end up collapsing better when it comes to chaotic situations. So Red team not really shining when it comes to full chaos. Remembering that I am probably going to have to retry my HUD here when we do have the unpause complete, so we'll miss the action just for a second here as I make sure all the HUD stuff is back up. Otherwise, we're going to have messed up health values and players not really being dead. So, the cost. I know your demo probably crashed, but think of the caster. Think of what he has to do. He has to type one line in console. How tragic. Yeah, I think Blue is managing to salvage off these chaotic situations a lot better than Red. Red struggling a little bit when it comes to dealing with players behind, or really just some of these splits where they have to split their focus fire. Might show lack of coordination, just in terms of being able to make sure you're focusing the same target and willing to group and deathball in the same area. So off the medic pick, immediately after a medic pick, what you're really looking to do is deathball and protect your own medic. And in this situation, you can see you basically have infiltrators, and these players aren't really in a good position to help protect those in one kind of conglomerate. I would probably try to rotate over to their Tetris. Would be a nice way to kind of cut off the angle, and gives your scout nice big vision here. You can see a pocket scout here. Doesn't really have good vision over what's to his right, over what's into his own value, or what's into his own cafe. So just a little bit to think about it. And the medic is pretty much in the same boat as well. You know this isn't really... Oh, and there goes on pause. So Blue Soldier does not manage to pick that player up. Blue Dome trying to salvage, and we see a good protection there. Even though a lot of spam coming out, medic going down to looks like 30 or 40 health there. Red is able to protect their medic there at the end of the exchange. So we'll see when I load back in here what situation we have. I would love to see Red medic with a good 30-40% ad here, pushing into second here, taking this point for free, and then building this hard, ready to take this into last. As soon as they hit 70%, I'd love to see buffs on soldiers here. Historically, not really beautiful buffs here coming from Red team. Fully buffed soldiers, no reason not to when you're setting up on this point. Blue Sniper opting for some kind of hero shot here, trying to see if he can get something to happen. So they're on 30% disad. 70% already should be buffing your soldiers, rotating into lobby here. You don't have that much ad to work off. And not sure which way they want to rotate here. It looks like they're in through dungeon here. So one soldier going up to full. 95, 96, 98, 99, not even in lobby when they have here. You don't really have that much ad to work off. You got to start taking this quick. Other soldier not even being touched by the beam, even though he has crit heal. It's a little bit disappointing. Definitely something to call for here. So rotating here, using in through lower, catching the soldier on the flank here. Other soldier being locked behind. You hear that soldier coming out, heavy coming out of spawn here. And the Uber didn't even cross the point here. Even with those two picks, it's going to be a little bit difficult to overcome a heavy here. So not really sure what this Uber was trying to do here. It did pick the two players, but you need to actually go into the enemy combo here, especially off slim ad. Off slim ad, what you're really looking to do is pick out the medic here. So wow, heavy going down to 10 HP there as that player runs in through the upper left. So here's the pause request here. Looks like demo potentially AFK there for some reason. They unpause there. So, unfortunately, very botched Uber there from Red, not crossing the enemy combo. When you're on slow man like that, one of the highest priorities is trying to get on the medic or immediately putting pressure on point. They didn't do either. Potentially, if you collapse on those flank picks, 2 is enough to work off, but 2 players is only enough to equalize an Uber. So it's just making the bare minimum for in terms of what you want to do. Not really a good trade necessarily for an Uber if they have Uber as well. You see red team opting for some play on the flank here. Not really sure what the complete idea is here, but they do manage to get the force. So Blue's medic uses all the way back in Valley here. Despite that, Blue managed to pick up 2 players here, Scout and Soldier. So red team down 2 players here. One of them is going to get denied, potentially both here. And so red is going to have to slow down their push a little bit, waiting for their players before they can take this ad that they know they want to take. Potentially could take this quicker and have your flank just make sure to clean up and watch behind, but doesn't really hurt to take this a little bit slower as well. So here we are rotating to Valley. Blue still playing these traditional positions. Soldier on top of the cafe there, and Soldier bombing in for space here, makes a ton of space. Red combo really needs to walk in off this space being made here. As we see a red soldier going behind. Still have ad here, they take this for free. They're going to keep trying to roll this here. Does make sense. Scout trying to chase soldier. It should be pinchable if a red team wants that player. You see 2 players lost here for blue. And they do have a potential push out here, even though they do have 2 players down here. That's gonna basically the measure for them not really able to equalize. Taking Uber when you're 2 players down is basically a recipe for disaster. Picking up that soldier is quite good. If they did want to go, they would go to block the point here, so they're gonna have to wait for their spawners here. Red team in a good position to really force a spam out this Shredder here. I would rather have the soldier definitely watching the Shredder here. If they come out through lower, it's very easy to switch focus fire there. Not very easy to come up this way. So it looks like red soldier picks up the soldier in the lobby here. He's behind, potentially going for the last play here. There is a soldier to meet him, so unfortunately not going to be able to get anything from that. Blue soldier, blue medic coming in here with the Uber, picking up 2 kills for that. Another scout fighting against the same soldier on last here, so even with the flank split there, not ending up a good situation there for red. Only the medic gets out alive. So even with this ad, they're going to be rolled all the way back to their second here. Big forward spawn wave here. Potentially very dry fightable. Same situation here. We have 2 players rolling out, but red very conservative here. Actually got all their spawners, and especially with the ad, they should definitely start trying to make something happen here. Blue medic playing close once again, probably not tracking the Ubers as well as he should. And there you see the scout coming in through. I love this soldier coming in on this Uber. It would be perfect. And you see the medic dies basically instantly here. A scout fight happening here in choke. Same deal here. You're not really looking to take isolated fights when you have that full Uber advantage. You don't. That guy behind doesn't really matter. What you can do is protect and protect your medic, which is really where things are going to collapse. The way a lot of pocket scout works is that player is going to come to you. So we see a little bit of a scout 1v1 here happening on a 5 kill streak. Blue scout here, and that is actually going to be big enough to win the second point off. So. It is still 3-3 here, tied on both ends, but blue does have 20% ad to work off here as they take red second here. Red immediately on engineer off class, going to start to build on the last here. They got an and Uber, that is. So we'll have to see. Blue team very likely going to stay outside of lobby here. They do have this 20% ad to work off. I would love to see them use it and try to see if they can get something off. So this is a situation where it does make sense to have your scout on Basher, or building rather. Even though your demo can build as well, just to be building in general, because the enemy is basically on like a 10-15 second timer. Making sure you build is enough to pressure that out here. But definitely, if you see them stacking up in a lobby here, it might be a good idea to stop building and buff your players instead when you approach that period where you know they're going to have. Would love to see soldiers buffed here instead. Both of them just sitting at 200 health is going to make it a little difficult for them to live and try to stop this. So blue team moves in through the big door here. They do take the low ground side. See Scout try to bait the point there a little bit. Pyro basically, to be honest, just being useless, reflecting spam off point when it's already protected by stickies. But hey, you know, that is what it is. Red Soldier trying to go for something in lobby here. Does knock the medic down to 30 health, but isn't able to pick up that. But they don't lose players here, so blue's down 3 players. They're going to have to opt to all get out their choke. If they were spotted, this is completely free, because 3 players down, 3 players out choke. Means they're free to just not clear anything, just continue out forward. Red team here on 50% ad is going to try to take this quick through Valley. Noticing a pattern here. Blue Soldier's in the exact same position above Cafe, spamming here. Red Soldier makes space. Scout fighting against the Scout, not really what you should be looking for here. Pocket Scout not ready to protect his medic. As a result, he's going to have to Uber through here. Yeah, the wrong target to focus there. So red players, a lot of players down on red health here. But that is going to be pretty much They could deny 3 here, and they do deny the 3 that they got from that. So this should be another clean push from red. They can just walk in here. It's 3v6, so red soldier opting to take that pretty quick. Scout should not overchase this, and he just got picked out for you. That so beautiful bait there from the soldier there. Looks like they potentially want to try to pressure this, try to get a sack in the last here. I don't really think it's worth it. They're going to be set up quite well. They did manage to get a lot off that already, and now is a situation where you have all players up. You can definitely get a drive force here. Spam force rather, and they can also commit to play someone behind. Even just baiting the possibility of playing someone behind, forcing blue as they've historically had someone cap last means I would probably commit to a play of collapsing on this post Uber with someone watching last. You see that soldier walking last there, not really doing anything. Playing 2 behind is a little bit risky. They're basically banking on these flank players able to do this. And you see, with 2 players sitting back there, if you just collapse on the combo instead, that would have been a free wipe. So 50-50 chance there. They took the wrong gamble, but you know, it happens. I didn't even see red team also force the exchange there. So during the exchange, having 2 players go back, it's possible, but you can see as soon as they realize there was 2 players there, rather than commit to that because they lost a second point off that, they rotate back and collapse on the combo. Those 2 players can sit on last. If you clean up the combo, then they're not protecting, you know, the classes that actually matter. You can't win a 6v3, or 3v6 rather. So, cart before the horse a little bit. We see red come up on sniper here. Same players before. Red quite reliant on their sniper to try to make stuff happen, I've noticed. Stalemate situations, and very slow at that, kind of opting to continuously have their sniper pick until their sniper picks 2 and then making a push. So hopefully they're a little bit more active about this. You need to protect the sniper way, way more if you're going to actually play off a sniper. Basically, a scout should be sitting next to him, the combo should be there. They have 20% ad to work off here, because they're not going to take anything because they have a sniper here. It's actually a very awkward point to snipe in from, because the valley angle isn't really too clean, and Cafe is obviously very splash prone. So I actually think it actually be quite realistic to keep pressuring this and look through choke, as blue has very, very weak pressure there. Blue soldier in Cafe, not actually very common because he can get wrapped and caught basically on the other end here. So red opting to use here, just managing to pick up the demo, and red medic is getting forced there, so they're rotating all the way back, relying on playing on their sniper to prevent a dry push. So a little bit awkward there as they lose their demo and are still on a sniper. The exchange not super in their favor here. Another class soldier a little bit caught out there without the demo to support him. See blue essentially taking that point off an exchange, finding the demo and managing to force the sniper all the way back to the valley. So yeah, a little bit awkward situation here as we still have a scout stuck on sniper. But Ubers are roughly even here. Red team's still down a soldier, and blue is going to take that opportunity to just dry push completely in for free through Cafe. See, a soldier does get on the medic, brings him down to 100 health, but red team stuck on the low ground here is going to have a little bit of trouble fighting back up on this platform here. Combo completely separated here, medic from scout. Red soldier going for a salvage, does manage to land a rocket on the medic. Medic down to 30 HP, but does manage to get out alive, and that is going to be even Uber situation here with blue taking second. Looks like they do want to pressure this into last, but I think red spawner is going to be up in time before they can get anything really significant here. Would really like to see red start playing an off class here. Would really stop any chance for a dry push here. Red on double scouts once again is much harder to deal with a heavy than it is a scout, and blue Uber is here. Red popping Uber right here. Medic can go to point, tells players to chase for frags here. You can see blue medic trying to get out here is going to squeeze out there. Red demo going down once again, so blue does have a potential for dry push here. Once again, no reason really not to here, as we see players on the opposite side getting sort of isolated here. 4 players versus 2 here. Soldier rotating over to the right side now, but that is another soldier lost here, and blue can continue to pressure this because they have those 2 picks here. They only are free to pressure this because red is still on 2 scouts here, and that is going to make it really difficult to have anything happen. Red demo just rolling out of spawn, immediately facing a scout for his trouble, but does manage to get out alive. So you can see a lot of spam here. Not kind of dry push you want to have happen. Soldier there just peeking down, managed to pick up the scout. We see the blue medic does go down here, but a lot of exchange spam happening here. Huge dog pile on the point here. But blue does end up getting cleaned up here. Blue soldier jumping red soldier, who's buffed, manages to pop into the air, but not enough time to cap there. So that's a full wipe from blue. Red demo able to get out here, cap the point. Way messier than I think it had to been. I definitely think, off class, in a situation like that, there's almost no reason not to off class on last there. Heavy would be absolutely huge. It just presents a huge barrier for damage for your team to get over. Heavy is a situation where if he lives for more than a certain period of time, you basically have won the dry fight. It's very difficult to approach the point. It's really hard to bait the point versus a heavy, obviously. Blue Scout, not really sure what he's doing here. Maybe he's just trying to get vision. Does end up getting caught. This player has been above Cafe every single time, but this time is the time that he's not spotted. And he does manage to get the force here, but Blue losing 2 players for that, and they're going to get denied. And potentially this is a good dry pushable situation here. Red team just opting to completely just walk in through. They don't even need the deny here. Sending the soldier fast off this. Not really sure about it. They did look like they were going for commit there. Both soldiers going in, getting good damage, but almost no fall up here. You see that it's just like dominoes falling over. Soldier in, and then soldier in, and then demo in. Not a very good, clean, coordinated collapse there. Essentially, it looked more like a feed than a collapse. Let's put it that way. So, soldiers potentially a little bit too fast for each other, and then for the demo as well. Medic getting caught out, I think, by a soldier salvage there. So. Bad post-uber protection and a little bit of bad coordination there from the splash houses. Soldier hiding in the same similar spot here, looking for a salvage. So blue medic going through Cafe here. Red soldier not spotted. It's going to drop through. Does manage to get through on the medic. Medicing a nice little loop-to-loop surf there. And so that salvage play not working. Red up on engineer here. Full this ad on their last. Red demo going down to 10 health here, wondering why he's holding his side away from his combo. So there's not this post-uber situation you want to be in when your demo's on like 10 health and has to resub. No traps on point here. Pyro does manage to actually maybe stuff this Uber, buy some time for his team. But what for? As the red demo does go down. Red demo for 3 players on the blue team. Blue soldier behind is going to go for a salvage now. Level 1 sentry denying him. So that's 4 players down for blue, just their demo and medic out to run. Red up 60% ad here. They're going to be able to get cleanly out into the second. And not really any big denies here to talk about, but big ad is still worth pushing off. I have to see how they want this take it. Scout really aggressive here, trying to potentially peek what side they're going to go. So red here rotating out, opting to go Cafe again. They have to remember the soldier is above. Looks like they're going to have their soldier jump in immediately. Yep, there he goes. And soldier does go down immediately. A player on the flank here trying to come behind does get cleaned up by red's double flank there. So good play there. And we see red team walking in from Valley here. Ubers are roughly even here, so exchange is probably going to come out here. Not a horrible exchange. Blue's down 2 players, which means post-Uber collapse should be quite good. Blue doesn't really have a huge capacity to chase here. Soldier trying to commit in here, but if he gets picked, Blue's essentially a 3 down. Oh, no. Deny does not happen, so those 2 players do come up. Not quite enough time on point here. So we're basically dealing with the even situation here. Both players down. 1 soldier, so red team could send a quick snack here while blue is potentially unprepared, but because Ubers aren't on the table, it's not really a huge possibility. Blue soldier going in, trying to make something happen there, even though on our defense, and you can see it ends up really poorly. Blue going down 3 players here. Scout manages to find his way through Cafe, perfectly timed on landing on the medic there, and horrible situation there for red. Single scout managed to get on the medic, just infiltrating between the beam length. Red looks like they potentially want to roll this into last, and they do have the potential to here with 3 players down, but I think any off-class would basically shut this down completely. No heals here to really work off. Probably much better just set up on second. Red soldier does go for a salvage play, scout running in as well. These feeds aren't really what you want to see. They're still trying to feed in, and you can see, as soon as that heavy comes out, like any chance for any sort of drive push is just over. So they should really meet their medic here. Wow, they're still committing in. Oh, it's 4 seconds left here as we have sort of garbage time. And that is going to be the... Well, that's going to be the second half here, so we are entering, I believe, a 3-3 golden calf here. So, oops, I alt-tabbed. Where's my phone? Should have the previous logs up, so we can just pull that up again. Alright, we're entering Golden Cap here. So, biggest thing to look out for here is the mid, as we have had very, very lethal mids here. So it could be a very quick Golden Cap if the mid doesn't go in either team's favor here. See if they take a more conservative approach or perhaps a more aggressive one. You never really know. Teams generally talk their Golden Cap out strategy and can be desperate sometimes. So we see both demos rolling out Valley here. Red rotating quite quickly this time instead of lingering in their choke here. Red Soldier high bombing here, so they are going for a quick collapse here. Both soldiers going in. And 2 picks here for Red Team. Even though they're on low health here, those are great picks early. Soldier Scout. Red Soldier does go down here. Red still has a player advantage to work off here. If they just heal up and play this, and there's a 3rd pick here, so Blue is basically now caught behind there in a do-or-die situation. See, Red Medic still rotating forward here, and Blue's Medic is forced behind here. He has a little bit of an advantage here because Red Medic was a little bit isolated there, not with anyone to heal. But yeah, Red can just commit forward here. Blue is stuck in Cafe here, and the Force does come out there, so that is a great situation for Red. As we have them coming out to second here, Blue Soldier going in, trying to go for a salvage here, but Blue Team down 3 here. You can see their Medic desperately trying to make something happen here, running it through lower by himself, but full ad here. Even with the Soldier rolling out here, this is a great situation for Red. They can just pick any door to go in through. They looked like they potentially wanted to pick the player coming in through Dungeon there. Red's got a little bit fast on last here, but 3 players going down here, and that's going to be a clean wipe. So there you go, straight mid to last. Perfect way to end the series of lethal mids. So very committal, very crazy mids going on. A lot of back and forth. Very 2 matched teams. So I want to take a peek at the second log here. But it was a really, really back and forth game there. A little bit slow there towards the second half. You saw a lot of teams a little bit indecisive, not completely confident in their ability to dry push off certain situations. But overall, I think a very, very evenly matched DM and evenly matched coordination there. We got to see a lot of plays done by both teams. A lot of adaptation, and I think a lot of sort of like nervousness when it comes to decisiveness. So overall, very nice set. Pleasure to watch. Probably just end the stream there.